Hey, you guys. I've had this topic on my mind for a few days now as I got stuck in something, struggling with some procrastination and how to get out of it and what I did to get out of it. And I realized it's essentially just kicking my own ass, to paraphrase, at least from a loving perspective. I'm not talking about violence here on yourself or anything else. But sometimes you have to meet the energy that you're stuck in at its level. And for me, procrastination is a powerful one. There's a lot of avoidance mechanisms inside. And so I found that sometimes just moving myself, because procrastination feels like powerlessness, moving myself up into anger, some sort of level of intensity, that meets the procrastination where it is and then starts to break free some of the energy. It may or may not be an Abraham technique, but I do believe that they believe, and other guidance believes, that if you do what feels like the next logical step, what feels right to you, then it is going to be the right thing to do. So whatever feels right to you, do it in that moment. And for me, having spent so much of my life in this sort of powerless, fearful energy, I find that bursts of anger done privately, away from other people, in a place where I can express it and get it moving, then allows the energy to start heading up the emotional scale. And I'm sure all of you know about the Abraham emotional scale, but there it is again in case you want to screenshot it. Very important to understand that we get stuck at the bottom through old practice patterns, subconscious belief systems that we picked up when we were younger from parents and from surroundings, and those grooves are worn into our neural pathways and they become easily triggered. And then if we don't pay attention to how we're feeling, then we start dwelling on what we're feeling, and we create this loop which reinforces the pattern. So sometimes, like I said, to get the wheelbarrow out of the rut, we got to give it some extra effort. And so for me, moving into anger is a quick way to start the process. One of the things I've realized about procrastination as I went through this one particular thing, which I'll share in a second here, is that procrastination is, well, as Abraham says, it's a good thing because it means we simply haven't lined up our energy yet on whatever it is we're thinking about doing. And so it's good not to move forward when your energy is not lined up, because then you'll attract things that are not lined up, more of, because law of attraction is always turned on and always functional. And so the first awareness I had around this was that there's two possibilities, at least, that I could think of why somebody procrastinates. The first is that there's something that excites me, something I want to do, but I'm feeling some sort of limitation. Something is causing me to avoid doing the thing. But the other is that the thing that I'm procrastinating around is something I don't actually feel inspired to do. Like I'm not being called to do it. It's not a highest excitement, but rather an obligation. In which case, then procrastination is helping us to see that, in fact, this isn't something that I should be able to do, because there's no way you'll be able to line it up, because it's not in inherent alignment with your own inner being, your own desires. Like, for instance, if somebody talked you into jumping out of a plane without a parachute, like, maybe there was some logic in it. I don't know what that would be, but if they did that, and then you were thinking, okay, well, that doesn't, I'm feeling procrastination, I'm not quite ready to do that yet. Well, you'll never line up with that energy. There's no way, because your inner being knows that that's not what you want to do. The outcome will not be optimal if you do that. And so it'll never feel good, so you'll never be able to line up the energy around it. And so the procrastination is telling you, all right, get off that and go do something else. Find something that is more of a highest excitement. And so along the way then, getting to what the limiting belief is can also be helpful. And this is another thing that kind of came up to me, for me as I was doing this. It's like, well, what is the limiting belief then? What is the procrastination about? And the Bashar has a wonderful formula on this. He's got lots of formulas. There's the formula on manifestation, which is another good one. This is a formula on changing beliefs. And so what he says is, first, don't ignore it, but feel it fully. So the procrastination doesn't feel good. Like, I don't even want to think about it. I just want to go watch TV or do something else, but bring it in. Let it sit here. Where do I feel that procrastination? Well, it's a form of powerlessness, and for me, unworthiness. You feel it here, like a constriction in the chest. And I was even noticing in the last few weeks, this is all comes to the surface as you explore this, that there have been times when I've been not able to completely catch my breath. Now, I'm in good physical shape, I don't have anything physically wrong, so there's something that's on my mind that I'm ignoring. When you can't fully breathe in, you're not taking in life. You're not taking in the energy of higher consciousness. The breath comes in that way. And so if we're feeling ourselves constricted in the lungs, then there's something we're pinching off. A belief system is active. And now it kind of comes together why that response was because I was pinching myself off from doing something that I really wanted to do, my own life force, as it were. And you can practice relaxing the lungs, getting that energy back, but you don't want to miss the message. So feel it, don't avoid it, feel it, and whatever the discomfort is, let that come up. And then Bashar says, ask, what would I have to believe is true in order for me to feel this way? Why would I feel that way? Why would I feel constricted about this? And he says your higher mind will help you find the beliefs that are generating that emotional experience. And then as soon as you identify the actual belief, it is actually gone in that moment. Because a belief, he says, any definition that you consciously identify that is out of alignment with your true self, when you identify it, it will automatically appear illogical and nonsensical. It won't make sense. And that's how you know it's out of alignment with your true self. So as soon as you identify the belief that's out of alignment, it will automatically appear illogical to hold on to it. And in that second, you will no longer have it. So it's not a big, complicated process. You just have to take the time to feel into the discomfort and then ask the question and let go of the need for an answer. As always, you let it go to higher consciousness, and you'll immediately know what it is. What am I resisting here? What is the belief? And then once it comes to the surface, it won't have a hold of you anymore, and then now you can move forward. So I actually had this experience then happen. Over the last few weeks, I've been wanting to offer what I'm calling now pop-up workshops. Those are workshops without a lot of planning, a lot of, fanfare, a lot of PowerPoint or anything. Just like, here's something that I want to dive into, a topic that's really important to me, and I feel called by others who they want to explore it as well. And I love leading those kinds of workshops. And I offered my first one of these pop-up workshops back in April. I think it was the 10th. And it was on connecting with our inner guidance system, making space, opening up, relaxing. A lot of my clients have a problem with this, and we do it in private sessions. So I want to be able to do it with a group. And the workshop was incredible. People were connecting with past loved ones, getting closure, getting messages. I mean, it just blew me away, and it felt so good to do it. So let's do another one. Let's keep doing these and maybe go on other topics. And I couldn't get myself to do it. I mean, today is May 8th. That was a month ago. And I haven't been able to get myself to do this. So I finally got angry at the procrastination, as I was saying earlier. I said, okay, I've had enough of me. It's time to just do something. Just do something. Make a decision, and then let's figure out what's going on. And so I just said, okay, let's just set a date. And I had to pick a couple dates, and then I'd forget. And then, so I forced myself to do it Friday. That's, what is today? Wednesday. So 2 days from today, May 10th. To do this workshop again, this one that I love so much. And that brought me a little bit of relief, but there's still resistance around, okay, now I got to tell people about it. And all these things came up, and then I remembered the Bashar technique. And so as I did the process, which again, it's just a couple of steps, what I discovered was, I'd remembered, because I had forgotten, is that I have limiting beliefs around worthiness. The ones that came up were, I shouldn't be teaching this material because I haven't demonstrated it enough in my own life. So a lot of people call imposter syndrome. Who am I to be teaching this stuff? I don't have the multi-million-dollar home and the boat and the whatever successful people have, by whoever's definition. And I've got a great life. I have a wonderful wife. I have a house. I have, we have income. We can do things that we want. But yes, still, there's that belief system will never let me get beyond this as a result of this. And so imposter syndrome, still a big one. I haven't done quite enough to prove that I'm good enough to be teaching this. And then the other big one which showed up was, what if nobody shows up to the workshop? I've actually had that happen in the past. Many years ago, I do a really powerful workshop or a program that went along many workshops, many sessions, and then I'd offer it a second time and nobody would show up. What the hell? This was so good. Well, I've got things that get in the way. And one of them is this worthiness issue that would start to come up, and then it would get in the way of me doing the things and sending the energy out that would allow people to find the workshop and want to come and experience it with me, because my own energy was blocking. My own doubts were preventing the clients from finding me, from even being aware. You could send out all the emails you want. You can put posts on Facebook. You can advertise in the New York Times. It doesn't matter. The people, if you're not in alignment with your own energy and what you're doing, then the other people who would benefit simply cannot find you. They will never get the inspiration to find the connection to that workshop. And I didn't know that at the time. I was just kind of surprised it's still coming up here again. But what a great opportunity to explore it now. So the idea that if nobody shows up, then there was more behind that even as I explored it more. Okay, well, what would that mean? I don't have anything important to offer. Maybe they just think, oh, it's a waste of time. Kevin doesn't have anything to offer. And I know that's not true. I've got lots of clients who tell me that they have great experiences as we work together. And I have great feedback from workshops. And, I know that I can prove it on a piece of paper, but there's still a program running in the background. Yeah, you don't have anything to offer. You're not good enough. Second thing was, well, they just don't like me. I don't have a big problem with that anymore. If somebody doesn't like me, that they're not for me. But still, there was that little bit, well, maybe I pissed somebody off or disappointed somebody. Yeah, okay, got to let that one go. And then the third one was, I don't deserve to be paid for what I'm doing. I've offered lots of free stuff and people show up for that. But maybe I don't deserve this. And yet, I have proof. People pay me for good price for my coaching services. So where is that coming from? Again, worthiness is kind of the underlying theme. So as I bring that up now, I thought, oh, of course, those old programs from my past are still playing. And so now I can just let them go. Let's just move forward. Who cares what happens? Who cares if nobody shows up? Let it go. Just do it to have the fun of it. And of course, by identifying these beliefs, I was able to not only set that date, but then sending out, some people want an email, so I sent out an email. Some people want a Facebook event, so I created a Facebook event because they've asked me to notify them, and so I have. And now I've got people starting to sign up for the workshop. Yeah, easy, piece of cake. So my invitation is to try this process if you're feeling procrastinating on something that seems to be motivating you. I guess the first thing is, let's identify if the thing that you're procrastinating on doing does actually excite you. Is it something calling you? Now, there's some things like paying the mortgage payment every month or doing your taxes. Yeah, it might not be the most exciting thing, but you should do it. That's important. So you can find ways to soften that by kind of focusing around them, like what's the benefit of doing these things. And that can excite you. Yeah, I'll feel good that I've gotten the taxes out of the way. I'll feel good that I can live in my house for another month. So you can do that. But if it's something that you're not really excited about doing, and you can identify that, just be honest with yourself. Is this something that if I step into it, will it feel good as I do it? Can I find a way to feel good? And if not, just drop it. Let's go find, there'll be another path which is now waiting to open up, that will open up, that will call you in that direction. And who knows, might accomplish the thing that you think that you should be doing, but in a softer, more fun, more exciting way. Because the universe has all the paths. It's trying to send them to us all the time, but we just block them with the limiting beliefs. Let go of the limiting belief, the intuitive impulse will come and send us in the direction around the thing and towards what we want, always. So use that Bashar formula that I mentioned earlier. You can play back this recording wherever you're listening to it and take some notes. I usually put my notes from my little outline here into the description wherever I post these videos, except I usually don't put them on Facebook Live, but I repost in Instagram and on YouTube. And so you can get the notes there and give it a try. I mean, we're designed to be moving forward in flow all the time. And if we get stuck, it's okay. It's part of the learning process. That's why we came. Get stuck, figure it out, move forward. So maybe these processes will help you move forward in something that's exciting for you. And of course, if you feel inspired to explore your own inner guidance in the group, come join us on Friday, 2 days, on the 10th, May 10th at 10 a.m. Eastern. So we'll be holding that. And all my pop-up workshops will be on the website, intuitiveclassroom.com. Nice and easy, intuitiveclassroom.com. And maybe I'll see you there. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me anytime, of course, intuitivecoachkevin.com, or on Facebook or Instagram, or who knows what other social media. I seem to be getting out there on other places. And if you feel like spreading this message somewhere else, if you like sharing the video and can help somebody else get past their procrastination, it's all a good thing. We're all in this together, guys. I'm learning from you. You're learning from me. We're moving forward and awakening the world one soul at a time. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free to comment down below what you got out of the video, if anything, what you're going to do differently, and that'll help everybody out. So I hope this was helpful, and please have a wonderful self-empowered day. Thanks again. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.